Hi, welcome to Dreamsical Designs by Danielle. In this video, I show you how to design and sew your very own pencil skirt with ruffle. As you can see, it comes with a matching halter peplum top with a ribbon necktie and a matching lace bolero, which I show you how to make in my other videos. Let's get started. Start with your basic skirt block with darts. If you don't have one, watch my tutorial video linked in the description. You need to draw out the full front skirt before we can make modifications. Take your front skirt block, place it on one half of a new sheet of paper, and trace the outline. Mark the location of the waist, hip, and hemlines. Flip the front skirt block over and trace out the other half, making sure to align the waist, hip, and hemlines. Copy over the waist darts. We want to add a ruffle down the right side of the skirt. I put my ruffle at roughly 1 inch away from the front skirt center line at the waistline. Take your tape measure and determine the distance of this mark from the side seam. Use this new number to place marks from the top of the skirt to the hem, measured from the side seam. This represents the location of your ruffle. Connect the marks with your hip curve ruler. Next, we need to convert the skirt block into a pencil skirt. On the hemline, mark how far you'd like the skirt to taper in on both sides of the skirt pattern. Redraw the hip to hemline using a hip curve ruler. Redraw the hem and seam allowances on the skirt pattern. Use paper scissors to cut out the skirt pattern, including along the ruffle line. Make sure to add your seam allowance along the ruffle line after it's cut out. This is what your final front skirt pattern should look like. You should have two pieces, one representing the left side of the skirt and one representing the right side of the skirt. You will cut one of each from your main fabric. Start with your basic skirt block with darts. Convert it into a pencil skirt by marking how far in you like the skirt to taper at the hemline. Redraw the hip to hem curve using a hip curve ruler. The skirt waistband sits on the inside of the pencil skirt and has the same length as the front skirt waist dart. Use your tape measure to mark this distance down from the waistline from the center front to the side seam. Connect the marks using a hip curve ruler. Next, we need to create the front skirt lining, which connects to the waistband. The area of your pencil skirt below the waistband is the lining. The one change that does need to be made is to shorten the length of the lining to make sure that it doesn't show on the outside of the pencil skirt. Shorten the lining by 1 inch. Cut out your pattern pieces. On the waistband, cut out the dart and tape the two waistband pieces together. Make sure to add the missing seam allowance to the waistband and lining after it's cut out. This is what your final front skirt waistband and lining pattern pieces should look like. You will cut one front waistband on the fold from your main fabric and cut one front skirt lining on the fold from your lining fabric. The skirt ruffle is a full circle skirt. The circumference of the inner circle is equal to the length of the inner seam of the front skirt plus 2 times the seam allowance of 0.5 inch. Use your tape measure to determine the length of the front skirt inner seam. The radius of the inner circle is equal to the circumference divided by 6.28 minus a 0.5 inch seam allowance. Mark the points along the inner circle using a tape measure or a compass. Connect the marks to form the inner circle. The length of the ruffle is 5 inch in total, which includes 2.5 inch seam allowances. Using the inner circle as the reference, mark the ruffle length around the circumference of the inner circle. Connect the marks to form the outer circle. Use paper scissors to cut out the inner and outer circles, and a perpendicular line connecting the inner and outer circles. If you stretch the circle into a straight line, you'll see the ruffle shape. This is your final skirt ruffle pattern. You will cut one ruffle from your main fabric and one ruffle from your secondary fabric. Start with your basic back skirt block with darts. We need to convert the skirt block into a pencil skirt. On the hemline, mark how far in you'd like the skirt to taper. Redraw the hip to hem curve using a hip curve ruler. Drew the hip to hem curve to make sure it's the same length as the front skirt pattern. Redraw the hem and seam allowances. Use paper scissors to cut out the skirt pattern. This is what your final back skirt pattern should look like. You will cut one on the fold from your main fabric. Use the back skirt pattern as reference. The back skirt waistband has the same length as the front skirt waistband, which is equal to the front waist dart length. Use your tape measure to mark this distance down from the waistline from the center back to the side seam. Connect the marks using a hip curve ruler. Make sure the back waistband side hem is the same length as the front waistband side hem. Next, we need to create the back skirt lining which connects to the waistband. The area of your pencil skirt below the waistband is the lining. The one change that does need to be made is to shorten the length of the lining to make sure that it doesn't show on the outside of the skirt. Shorten the lining by 1 inch. True the waist to hem curve on the back and front skirt patterns to make sure they're the same length. Cut out your pattern pieces. On the waistband, cut out the darts and tape the waistband pieces together. Make sure to add the missing seam allowance to the waistband and lining after it's cut out. This is what your final back skirt waistband and lining pattern pieces should look like. You will cut one back waistband on the fold from your main fabric and cut one back skirt lining on the fold from your lining fabric. And that's it, we're done our designing. I highly recommend making a prototype to confirm the fit of your design. This is my cotton woven fabric with the 3D bunnies on it. This is my lace fabric that has two-way stretch. You see it has a nice floral pattern. And this is my nude polyester lining. You will need one invisible zipper that is 7 to 9 inches in length. To cut your fabric, place your pattern pieces on the wrong side. Use a rotary cutter or scissors. Remember to mark your notches and your darts. These are the cutout pattern pieces for the skirt. The main cotton fabric, the polyester lining, and the secondary lace fabric. This is my overlock foot that I'm going to use to overcast the raw edges of my fabric to prevent them from fraying. You can also use a zigzag stitch or a serger if you have one. Prepare the darts on the skirt main fabric and lining. I'm using clips to align the legs of the darts on both sides. Here are my darts clipped for the skirt main fabric and lining. We're going to use the same method for sewing all the darts. This is an example of sewing the dart on the lining. We're going to follow those marked lines that we made earlier when we cut the fabric. You're sewing at a regular stitch length up until you get closer to the dart point. Then you will decrease your stitch length to a 2 or even lower to a 1.8 or even a 1.6. And when you get to the very edge of the fabric, you're going to place the stitch one at a time until you reach the very point of the dart. Once you've reached the dart point, you will stitch off of the fabric. Pull out an excess amount of threads because you're going to hand tie those by hand. Before you hand tie those threads, you want to make sure that there isn't any bunching in your fabric. Hand tie a couple of knots to finish off your dart point. Press the darts to one side and dart point flat. This is what your pressed dart should look like afterwards. As you can see, the dart point smoothly transitions to the rest of the fabric. Attach the inner waistband to the skirt lining. Take the bottom of the front waistband and line it up with the top of the front skirt lining, placing right sides together. I find it easier to first match the center of the waistband with the center of the lining. Clip or pin everything in place. Repeat the same process for the back waistband and lining. This is what it looks like after everything has been clipped in place. So from end to end on both the front and back pieces. Maneuver around curves by lifting up your presser foot, repositioning the fabric, and then placing it back down, rather than by stretching or pulling the fabric. This is what the two inner skirt pieces should look like after you've sewn together the inner waistband and lining. Press the seams open and flat. Attach the two inner skirt pieces together by lining up the side seams from the top of the waist to the bottom hem. Clip or pin in place. Choose which side the zipper will go on. Take the zipper and measure how far down it will go starting from below the seam allowance on the waistband. Mark the location with a fabric marker. On the zipper side, sew from below the marked zipper point to the hem. On the non-zipper side, sew from the top waist to the hem. This is what the inner skirt should look like after the sides have been sewn together. As you can see, there is an opening on the zipper side to accommodate the zipper, which will be sewn in later. Press the seams open and flat. Prepare the lining hem for sewing. I'm using a hem of 1 inch. Fold the fabric at half the hem and half the hem again, then clip or pin in place. Repeat this process for the full circumference of the hem. This is what the clipped hem looks like. I chose to sew my hem from the wrong side of the fabric so I can make sure that the curve of the hem is nice and smooth and that there is no bunching. You can take it nice and slow and continue to adjust the hem as you go to make sure that it's smooth and flat. This is what your hem should look like after it's sewn. Press it flat. Prepare the skirt ruffle pieces. Line up and place the two ruffle pieces right sides together. Clip or pin in place along the outer circumference and inside line. This is what your ruffle should look like after it's been clipped. If you pull the circle straight, you can see the form the ruffle will take when it is later stitched to the outer skirt. Sew from the inside line of one side, along the outer circumference, to the inside line of the other side. Clip the corners of the ruffle, getting as close to the stitching as possible without cutting it. Also, clip into the sewn seam allowance of the outer circumference at approximately 1 inch spaced intervals to ensure the curve stays flat and smooth. Turn the ruffle right sides out. Use a pointed object to push out the corners of the ruffle. Press the ruffle flat. This is what the ruffle looks like after it's been pressed. To prevent shifting of the two ruffle pieces, top stitch them in place. Top stitch from the inside line of one side along the outer circumference to the inside line of the other side. This is what my top stitching looks like. Press the top stitching flat. Line up the inner circle of the ruffle with the inside length of the larger front skirt piece. You will need to straighten the inner circle out to match the inside curve of the skirt. Clip or pin in place. This is what it should look like after it's been clipped. Sew the ruffle onto the front skirt from the true hemline to just below the seam allowance on the waist. Remember that since the hem isn't yet sewn, there should still be the unhemmed fabric showing below the ruffle and the seam allowance of the waist showing above the ruffle. This is what the front skirt looks like with the ruffle attached to one piece of the front skirt. Line up the two front skirt pieces, placing right sides together. Clip or pin in place. This is what it looks like after it's been clipped. Sew from the top of the waist to the bottom of the hem. This is what your front skirt looks like with the ruffle fully attached. Press the ruffle such that the curves flow down the skirt and press the seams on the other side open and flat. This is what the ruffle should look like after it's been pressed. Place the front and back skirt pieces right sides together. On the zipper side of the skirt, mark the end location of the zipper measured from below the seam allowance of the waist. Clip or pin the sides of the skirt in place. This is what the skirt should look like after it's been clipped. On the zipper side, sew a basting stitch of length 5 from the waist to the marked zipper endpoint. Then switch to a normal stitch length, remembering to backstitch below the zipper endpoint, and sew the rest of the side seam to the hem. On the non-zipper side, sew from the top waist to the hem with a normal stitch length. This is what your skirt should look like after it's been sewn. Press the seams open and flat. Also, press the zipper teeth flat. This is what your seam should look like after they've been pressed. This is what your zipper should look like after it's been pressed. As you can see, the zipper tape has a fold to it. Place the zipper face down on the zipper side of the skirt, lining up the teeth with the center of the seam. Remember to place the zipper below the waist seam allowance. Clip or pin in place. I like to sew a hand basting stitch to hold the zipper in place before sewing it on the machine. You're welcome to skip this step and sew the zipper directly on the machine. Once you finish hand basting the zipper in place, remove the basting stitches on the skirt using a seam ripper. You can see that the zipper is already starting to look nearly invisible. Unzip the zipper to prepare it for the sewing machine. Use an invisible zipper foot to sew the invisible zipper in place. If you don't have one, you can use a regular zipper foot, but you won't be able to get as close of a stitch to the teeth. When sewing an invisible zipper, press the zipper teeth flat so that you can get as close of a stitch as possible. Once you're finished using the invisible zipper foot, you will need to close the zipper, moving the slider body all the way to the top stop. Then use a regular zipper foot to stitch the bottom portion of the zipper. This is what your invisible zipper should look like. As you can see, it is completely hidden. Prepare the skirt hem for sewing. I'm using a hem of 1 inch. Fold the fabric at half the hem and half the hem again, then clip or pin in place. Repeat this process for the full circumference of the hem. This is what the clipped hem looks like. I chose to sew my hem from the wrong side of the fabric so I can make sure that the hem is smooth and that there is no bunching. You can take it nice and slow and continue to adjust the hem as you go to make sure that it's smooth and flat. Remember not to sew the bottom part of the ruffle into the hem. The ruffle should remain just above and separate from the hem. This is what your hem should look like after it's sewn. Press it flat. Make sure the zipper is unzipped. Place the lining and outer skirt right sides together, making sure to line up the side seams. Clip or pin in place along the top of the waist. At the zipper side, you will attach the seam allowance of the right side of the lining to the zipper tape that is sitting within the seam allowance of the skirt. Sew the full circumference of the waist and down both sides of the zipper tape. Use a regular zipper foot to sew the lining to the zipper tape. It will help guide you along the zipper teeth and allow you to get a close stitch to the bottom of the zipper. Switch back to your regular sewing foot to sew the waist circumference. This is what your skirt should look like after the lining has been sewn. Clip into the corners where the zipper is. Then turn the skirt right side out. Use a pointed object to push the corners out. This is what your lining should look like at the zipper. As you can see, it hides the zipper tape, leaving only the teeth showing through. Press the waist seams flat and the lining at the zipper flat. This is what the skirt should look like after it's been pressed. To prevent the outer skirt and lining pieces from shifting at the waist, a top stitch is needed. Top stitch around the full waist circumference. You will need to stop the top stitch before the ruffle and start it again after the ruffle. You should not top stitch the ruffle itself. This is what my top stitch looks like. And that's it. You're done sewing your skirt. I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to make the matching halter peplum top and lace bolero, watch my other videos. And if you make your own ruffled skirt, please tag me. I'd love to see how it turned out. Happy sewing!